Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome to the Chicagoland Speedway here on this Thursday evening, competing with the NFL. That's a stupid idea. But either way, we're here at the Chicagoland Speedway to qualify for the 100th Haas IndyCar Series race tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It is Honda Indy Chicago here. This track got thrown on the schedule last minute, but let me tell you, it's going to be a great race. This is probably one of the better mile-and-a-half tracks for the open-wheel machine. So excited to see how it all goes down. And in this championship, definitely very close. Very, very close. A 10-point gap now between Brian Rodriguez, who's the new points leader, and Trey Smith. Zachary Fitzwater still very much in contention, 44 points behind, but Portland did not go well for either Trey Smith or Zachary Fitzwater, so we'll have to see if they can rebound here at Chicagoland. You got Watkins Glen for the 2 races next weekend, and then you got Pocono for the finale 2 weeks from now. But excited to see how it all goes down here from Chicagoland. It's going to be a very fun race for the 100th Haas IndyCar Series event, and I kind of just realized that on the fly when I was editing the all-time wins list. I realized that I was at 98 when I was editing it. I still had yet to do Portland. Portland was 99. This is number 100. We've done 100 IndyCar Series races on this channel, dating all the way back to 2015, and I believe would be the first Indianapolis 200 at the time. So a lot of history in this series, and the 100th race commences here at Chicagoland tomorrow night. Round 1A, since we are on the ovals, of course, we split the field up into 2 rounds. Round 1A sees Brian Rodriguez, Zachary Fitzwater, Landon Smith Jr., Ace Garcia. Our last winner, Nicholas Samadillo, Thomas Troxel, Logan Williams, Ethan Lewis, Jesse Turner, Noah Clifton, Chris Reynolds, Brock Nelson, and Caleb Rose. And then round 1B, we'll see Trey Smith, Cole Raymond, Nathan Faden, Elijah Gordon, Eric Monaco, Angel Olvera, Justin Zeidel, Richard Kingart, Reggie Fogelman, Zach Winkle, Brandon Nelson, Scott Upton, and Jay Knapp. Top 6 from each round advance on the round 2, and then the fastest 6 in round 2 go on to the fast 6. Going on for the pole. Those who do not advance on here in round 1A will start in the inside lane through row 7 through 13, and then those who do not advance on from round 1B will start in rows 7 through 13 on the outside lane. Brian Rodriguez is the fastest right now. Of course, this is one of those tracks where if you get a bit of a draft on the guy ahead of you, you're going to be going fast. That's why we split up the ovals. But he may have gotten that time on his own there, but Chris Reynolds goes to the top of the board. Of course, only the top 6 really matter at this point. If you're the fastest in round 1A, well, congratulations, you get a lollipop. And you get to move on to the next round. That's your reward. Rodriguez back up top, though, in the number 13. He's getting a bit of a draft there off of Caleb Rose and Noah Clifton ahead of him. And Rodriguez has been excellent the past couple of races. Grabbed the race victory at Pikes Peak 2 weeks ago, and then, of course, finished top 5 at Portland last week on the road course, and that is the race that gave him the points lead. Of course, Trey Smith, Zachary Fitzwater, when I was recording the race, I didn't know what happened to those guys. They actually got caught up in a wreck entering the chicane early on in the event. Of course, you guys saw that in the corner of your screen, but that would be why Trey Smith and Zachary Fitzwater had their issues and failed to finish well in that race, and they had to come down and actually do 2 stops there, so that is a huge, huge thing there, because those 2 guys lost a lot of ground there, especially Fitzwater, the Brian Rodriguez. And they still have Cole Raymond, 61 behind, Landon Smith Jr., 62 behind. Both of these guys still have a very good shot at possibly winning this championship. And Nathan Faden would have been so much closer hadn't he not had his issue on the final lap of the race. Actually, I think maybe the penultimate lap, but either way, he had an issue late in the race there at Portland. He would have finished top 5 as well, but he did not get that. He's 81 behind. Ace Garcia there, who's very good at this racetrack, by the way. We had one of those Hers Dash Series races here back, who knows when it was, but he won that, and the last time the Cup Series came here, he won here at Chicagoland. So Ace Garcia knows how to get it done around this mile-and-a-half racetrack, and right now he's just inside that top 6 to advance on. And Garcia's 7th in points. He's only 86 points behind. He has been incredibly quiet this season, but there he is, still very much in contention for this championship. Elijah Gordon only 96 behind, and then Nicholas Samadillo, our last winner, 101 behind. Really the 9 guys who have any true chance, I think. Anyone that's farther back, 128 for Monaco and Troxel, might be a little bit too far back for those guys. Logan Williams. First, not too far from here is where he's originally from, up in Wisconsin. Got the fastest time right there. Chris Reynolds, Ace Garcia, Landon Smith Jr. is fourth. Caleb Rose, and now Rodriguez is on the bubble. Rodriguez does hold the tiebreaker, though, with Caleb Rose, so he actually does have 2 cars in between him and the bubble. Or just 1 car in between him and the cutoff, I should say. Caleb Rose is officially on the bubble, as he does not hold the tiebreaker on Brian Rodriguez, so Fitzwater just outside there again. Fitzwater's been so close to making it in to these next rounds, but hasn't been able to get there. He's 7th quickest. Thomas Troxel 8th. Noah Clifton, Jesse Turner, Nicholas Samadillo, Ethan Lewis, and then Brock Nelson, and then, yeah, that's it. Short 5-minute session here. That's going to do it. The 6 guys advancing on to round 2. Logan Williams, Chris Reynolds, Ace Garcia, Landon Smith Jr., Caleb Rose, and Brian Rodriguez. Zachary Fitzwater will start in the 13th position. Thomas Troxel will start 15th. Noah Clifton will start 17th. Jesse Turner will start 19th. Nicholas Samadillo will start 21st. Ethan Lewis will start 23rd. And Brock Nelson will start in the 25th position here from Chicagoland. Let's move on to round 1B here from the Chicagoland Speedway. Here we go for round 1B from the Chicagoland Speedway. Definitely excited to see who joins the other 6 drivers here to go for the pole here at the Chicagoland Speedway. You got Logan Williams, Chris Reynolds, Ace Garcia, Landon Smith Jr., Caleb Rose, and Brian Rodriguez, the 6 who advanced on. Of course, Brian Rodriguez, our points leader. Trey Smith is in this group right here, along with Cole Raymond, Nathan Faden, Elijah Gordon, Eric Monaco, Angel Olvera, Justin Zidell, Richard Kingart, Reggie Fogelman, Zach Winkle, Brandon Nelson, Scott Upton, and Jay Knapp. And definitely would be intriguing to see where Trey Smith ends up falling in line with these drivers here. But we start off with Brandon Nelson, number 22 machine. I don't see Trey Smith out there quite yet. There he is in the number 41 machine on the pit lane. Eric Monaco coming out there as well. Now, this is one of those races where you start may not actually mean that much. Of course, qualifying means a lot for a lot of the races that we do here in the Haas IndyCar Series, but this may be one of those races where you start may not be too critical. You could see a lot of cycling early on in the race, and they will eventually spread out to a point where they kind of stay in their respective positions, but early on in the run, when they're all bunched up, they're going to be swapping positions very frequently, and we could be easily seeing some guys who start in the back of the field move their way up front pretty quick in tomorrow's 52-lap event. Brandon Nelson, first driver there to complete a lap in the number 22 machine, 25.36. Eric Monaco, Justin Zidell there in the number 5 machine. Scott Upton is here, Reggie Fogelman, King Hart, who's already won twice this season, but both on road courses. Angel Olvera has also won on a road course this season as well. And there is Trey Smith from number 41. We'll have to see how well he does if he can get inside this top 6 and possibly have a shot at competing with Brian Rodriguez for a top position. He's actually going to get in the way of Brandon Nelson right there. Nelson's probably not going to be too happy about that. Monaco goes to the top of the board, 24.915. Elijah Gordon coming out onto the racetrack here. There's not much time to get around this place. We only have 5 minutes in each session, so these guys just got to get right out there in order to get any opportunity to get a good lap in. Ooh, we're getting a little closer right there off the corner. Teammates, actually, there at Ryan Durrani Incorporated, Eric Monaco and Trey Smith. Monaco still holds the fastest time, however. Nathan Faden, now this is one, he's got a lot of redemption on his mind right here after what happened to him at Portland last week. Had that opportunity at moving up in the point standings and blew it right at the end. But a good opportunity to possibly rebound. Of course, he's won a race this season at Circuit of the Americas all the way back in March. And outside of that, he really hasn't been up front that much, even though he is 6th in the point standings. 81 points behind, still very much in this championship fight. Going to be interesting to see what he can do, but he does hold the fastest time right now, so looking to move himself into that second round. Got a very good opportunity of doing so. It's Faden, Brandon Nelson, Eric Monaco, Justin Zidell, Richard Kinghart, and now Cole Raymond and Angel Olvera, and now Trey Smith has just moved himself inside that top 6. So it's Faden, Trey Smith, Nelson, Brandon Nelson, I should say, Eric Monaco, Justin Seidel, and Cole Raymond, the top 6 here in round 1B. Angel Oliveira just outside the top 6. And the 97, the King are just outside the top 6. And Trey Smith to the top of the board. J Knapp there now in 7th. 95 machine of Cole Raymond is now in the 8th position as Justin Seidel and Angel Oliveira find themselves inside the top 6. Now there's Seidel, who's currently on the bubble. Oliveira moved himself into the 5th position in the 25 machine. Good run there for the 25, but he just got pushed out again. Seidel back inside the top 6. Eric Monaco now on the bubble in the 36 machine. It's changing very frequently there, just around that bubble position. And there's not much time left in this session for these guys to advance their way on. Trey Smith's going to call it a night here in round 1B, so he's comfortably into that second round. 28, Zach Winkle just moved himself inside the top 6. He's going to push Monaco out. So now it's Trey Smith, Nathan Faden, Zach Winkle, Brandon Nelson, Cole Raymond, and Justin Seidel looking to advance on to round 2. That was a very quick lap there at the end, and Oliveira's going to push Seidel out in the 25. Getting that draft there off the 95 of Cole Raymond. All 4 of these guys in this line right here are currently inside that top 6. And then you have yourself Brandon Nelson and Trey Smith, the other 2 drivers looking to advance on. 30 more seconds left on the clock here. Tire wear might be coming into effect at this point, so those fast times might be done. Seidel will start 14th as of right now. Monaco would be 16th. Elijah Gordon would be 18th. J Knapp would start 20th. Richard Kingart would start 22nd. Scott Upton would start 24th. Reggie Fogelman will start in the 26th position. And that'll do it. Round 1B has commenced. And Trey Smith is ready to take that points lead back. Let's put it that way. But Brian Rodriguez is also in round 2. So Trey Smith, Nathan Faden, Zach Winkle, Brandon Nelson, Angel Oliveira, Cole Raymond will join Logan Williams, Chris Reynolds, Ace Garcia, Landon Smith Jr., Caleb Rose, and Brian Rodriguez into round number 2. Zachary Fitzwater will start alongside Justin Seidel in row 7. Thomas Troxel and Eric Monaco in row 8. Noah Clifton, Elijah Gordon in row 9. Row 10 will see Jesse Turner and J Knapp. Nicholas Amadeo and Richard Kingart make up row 11. Row 12 will see Ethan Lewis and Scott Upton. Row 13, Brock Nelson and Reggie Fogelman. Let's go ahead and get to round 2 here from the Chicagoland Speedway in the Haas IndyCar Series. Here we go for round 2 of qualifying from the Chicagoland Speedway. From round 1A, it's Logan Williams, Chris Reynolds, Ace Garcia, Landon Smith Jr., Caleb Rose, and Brian Rodriguez. And from round 1B, I should say, Trey Smith, Nathan Faden, Zach Winkle, Brandon Ellison, Angel Oliveira, and Cole Raymond. Fastest 6 move on to the Fast 6 and then go for the pole here for Honda Indy Chicago. Should be interesting to see who gets it done here. Trey Smith and Brian Rodriguez, the top 2 in points in this round. We'll have to see if they both advance on to the Fast 6. The positions 7 through 12 will be determined by those who do not advance on here in this round. Angel Oliveira in the 25 just barely sneaked his way into this round. And round 1B, we'll have to see what he can do here. 2 career wins in the Haas IndyCar Series coming into this 100th Haas IndyCar Series event. Both of those wins coming at the Lime Rock Park. Never has won on an oval in this series before. Looks like Nicholas Amadeo, well, his 2 of his 5 wins have been the 2 Portland races. He's won the Indy 250 twice. He also won Sonoma way back in the day as well, but he did not make it onto this round. There's Trey Smith in the 41. Of course, you definitely want to get a bit of a draft off of somebody if you're going to get a good time here. 4 of those guys, they were all in one group. They all made it on in round 1B, so definitely going to get that speed if you have someone pulling you along. There's Nathan Faden in the 00. He's going to really have to work hard for this championship if he's going to have a shot. He's been up in that top 5 pretty much this whole season, but hasn't been able to come close to Trey Smith, Zachary Fitzwater, and now, in this case, Brian Rodriguez, who has come out of nowhere to take the points lead. With 4 races left to go, Winkle might have an issue, or he's just coming on to the racetrack. No, there's definitely an issue on Winkle. Definitely off the pace there. That's not good for the 28. There's not enough time, really, to get back out there, I don't think. Get a decent time. Brandon Nelson to the top of the board. Angel Oliveira, Nathan Faden, Logan Williams, Chris Reynolds, and Caleb Rose right now the top 6 of the 7 who have gone out. Trey Smith just moved up to 5th in the 41 machine. You got Landon Smith Jr. in this round as well. He's another one of those guys. He's only 62 behind. I mean, I keep on talking about Faden, but Landon Smith Jr., Trey Smith's brother, has been kind of in this contention for quite a while. And he's just outside of a race win worth of points behind Brian Rodriguez with 4 races left to go. So there's a good chance. There's a good chance that the number 34 could possibly pull something off here, especially if he gets a race victory and Brian Rodriguez ends up falling back in one of these races. Logan Williams at the top of the board. It's Williams, Brandon Nelson, Nathan Faden, Ace Garcia, Cole Raymond, and Angel Oliveira the top 6. The highest guy in points of all of those drivers is the 00 of Nathan Faden. Now Trey Smith inside the top... Actually, Cole Raymond, excuse me, the 95 is inside the top 5 in points there. I don't know what I'm talking about. But he's now on the bubble. Brandon Nelson is the fastest with Logan Williams, Nathan Faden, Ace Garcia, Trey Smith, and Cole Raymond. Angel Oliveira just outside. Oh, now the 50 of Chris Reynolds pushes Trey Smith outside the fast 6. Trey Smith now down to 7th. And Chris Reynolds, who won the last high-speed oval that we had this season at the Michigan International Speedway, grabbed the Michigan 100 race victory, is now the 4th quickest driver here. As Cole Raymond goes to the top of the board, and he continues to improve his speed in that 95 machine. Brandon Nelson, Logan Williams, Cole Raymond, and Chris Reynolds, with Nathan Faden and Ace Garcia on the bubble. And Zach Winkle finally getting out there to complete a lap. He had an issue when he first went out there in the 28 machine. Looks like he will more than likely start in the 12th position. Definitely something amiss on that 28 machine here in round 2. Landon Smith Jr. there in 10th. Caleb Rose in 11th. Brian Rodriguez there in 9th. He's going to be starting right behind Trey Smith. So Trey Smith is going to have to fight with this 13 in tomorrow night's event. If he's going to have any opportunity at staying within a race win's worth of points, I feel like Rodriguez could easily just pull away with this thing tomorrow night if he gets the race victory and Trey Smith runs into yet another issue. It's been far from a perfect season for Trey Smith. Of course, he got the race victory in the Indy 250, and then he won Riverside and Road America as well, so 3 wins on the year. But ever since he got that race win in Road America, it has not been good for Trey Smith. 2 last-place finishes in a row right afterwards. Rebounded a little bit there after that, but last week at Portland, it did not go his way at all. So Cole Raymond, Brandon Nelson, Logan Williams, Chris Reynolds, Nathan Faden, and Ace Garcia, the top 6 here in round 2. Looking to advance on to the Fast 6, and they will, in fact, advance on to the Fast 6. So Trey Smith will be starting in row number 4 to the inside of Angel Oliveira, and our points leader, Brian Rodriguez, will start 9th alongside Landon Smith Jr., and Caleb Rose and Zach Winkle in row number 6. Let's go ahead and see who wins the pole for Honda Indy Chicago here in the Haas IndyCar Series 100th event. Here we go for the Fast 6 here from Chicagoland. Going to determine the front row, round 2, row 3, and row 2. I don't know. You know, when I do these things, shortly after I wake up, I'm not near as sharp as when I have been awake for a little bit longer in the day, so my apologies for sounding like I don't know what I'm talking about, which is actually most of the time. Cole Raymond, Brandon Nelson, Logan Williams, Chris Reynolds, Nathan Faden, and Ace Garcia. the 6 drivers going for the pole here in the Fast 6 shootout. And we only have ourselves 5 minutes to determine who gets it done here. Great opportunity for Nathan Faden and Ace Garcia, both of those drivers 6th and 7th in the points, and also Cole Raymond as well, who is 4th in the points. All very much championship contenders, especially Cole Raymond, only 61 behind. Of course, a bonus point on the line for whoever wins the pole here from Chicago, so every point matters, and Nathan Faden would love to get that. Same with Ace Garcia, same with Cole Raymond. As for the other guys, they'd just be happy to get a pole and have a shot at a race victory. Logan Williams is kind of midway through there. He's 134 behind, but I think it's still too far behind to really have an opportunity at the championship. Chris Reynolds 161 behind. Of course, Chris Reynolds missed the Indy 250 this year. And then Brandon Nelson in the 22. He started off the season fairly well, but has since kind of fallen off significantly, 163 behind. Well, Faden, I think, was the first driver out there in the 00. We'll have to see how well he can drive this 00 machine. We'll start off right there, 24.958. Of course, that is with no help, but Ace Garcia a bit faster right there in the 32 machine. Logan Williams in the 18. 4th quickest, and Cole Raymond has the fastest time. Cole Raymond is going to definitely get a bit of a tow here. Actually, as a matter of fact, all 6 of these guys kind of right in a line now. And they're led by Faden in the 00, who practically has no help. There's Ace Garcia coming across the line. Faden back to the top of the board, but Logan Williams going to take it away. Cole Raymond does not improve his time, but these two guys... There's Chris Reynolds. He got a pull off of Brandon Nelson. And Chris Reynolds now has the fastest time here in the Fast 6. Going through again. Nathan Faden. He improved his time, but not enough to move anywhere. Ace Garcia to 2nd. Logan Williams to 2nd. And no change in the order there, but Chris Reynolds got faster there, the 24.321. This is looking pretty good for Chris Reynolds to win the pole here for Honda Indy Chicago. Definitely an interesting session right here, no doubt about it, the way these guys are lined up. There we go, Brandon Nelson getting that toe off of Chris Reynolds, going to take the top position away. Looks like Nelson and Reynolds might lead us to the green flag tomorrow night. Then Logan Williams, Cole Raymond, Ace Garcia, Nathan Faden in row number 3. That's how it is looking at the moment. Of course, Faden has no help. I don't think he'll improve his time. Garcia goes to 4th. He jumps Cole Raymond. Chris Reynolds improved his time again, but not enough to surpass the 22 of Brandon Nelson. Now all 3 of these guys here kind of in a line. Chris Reynolds may actually get a better time here. See, he's closing in on the gearbox of Cole Raymond here. We'll see if he improves his time. Well, he does, but so does Brandon Nelson, who's getting the pull off of both of those guys. So both Reynolds and Nelson continue to get faster and faster each lap as they pull on to Cole Raymond here. Faden and Garcia. Garcia is still 4th. Cole Raymond is still 5th. And then Logan Williams, they're kind of by himself in 3rd right now. Chris Reynolds is actually going to make a pass on Cole Raymond there. That's an interesting little moment right there. But it's Brandon Nelson looking to win. I believe it'll be his 3rd pole of the season. He'll be the first driver to win 3 poles this year. He actually won 2 of his poles in the first 3 races of the season. He ended up winning the pole for Riverside and then winning the pole for Texas. And we have not really seen anything of Brandon Nelson since then. But that is going to change this weekend here from the Chicagoland Speedway. Time, well, they're still going to have a little bit of time after this. But the tire wear at this point, I think, is a little too much for anybody to really improve their times in this session. So it's looking like Brandon Nelson is going to win the pole here for the Chicagoland race in the Haas IndyCar Series. The 100th Haas IndyCar Series race tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time right here on AG, the channel. I gotta be honest with you guys, I don't like doing these qualifying sessions this way. I really don't. It's a lot of time and effort for when I could just do a little 10-minute session, you know? So I like the way I do it in the Truck Series way better. But hey, you know, I gotta make a commitment. We're 4 races left to go. We're gonna do it. We're gonna continue to do it the way we have. I only have to do 1 qualifying session for Watkins Glen because it's a dual race, and then we're gonna do single car qualifying for Pocono, and that's actually really fun to do. Single car qualifying. This is the last group qualifying session on an oval like this. Brandon Nelson gets the pole. He'll start alongside Chris Reynolds. You see the starting lineup for Honda Indy Chicago there on your screen. That's Brandon Nelson, Chris Reynolds, Logan Williams, Ace Garcia, Cole Raymond, Nathan Faden, Trey Smith, Angel Olvera, Brian Rodriguez, Landon Smith Jr., Caleb Rose, Zach Winkle, Zachary Fitzwater, Justin Zidell, Thomas Troxel, Eric Monaco, Noah Clifton, Elijah Gordon, Jesse Turner, Jay Knapp, Nicholas Samadio, Richard Kingard, Ethan Lewis, Scott Upton, Brock Nelson, Reggie Fogelman. Is how they will line up for tomorrow's Honda Indy Chicago here from the Chicagoland Speedway. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 8 p.m. Talking too fast. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for Honda Indy Chicago from the Chicagoland Speedway here in the Haas IndyCar Series, the 100th Haas IndyCar Series event. And also tomorrow, I think we're qualifying for Atlanta in the Turkey Hill Truck Series, so you will see that at some point tomorrow as well. And then Saturday at 11:30, Turkey Hill Truck Series from Atlanta Motor Speedway. So have some fun with that. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys tomorrow night here from Chicagoland in the Haas IndyCar Series. Congratulations to Brandon Nelson for winning the pole, and I will see you guys later.